Good evening, everybody. Well, I'm smiling today because Bernie won yesterday. I knew he would, but I wanted him to win good enough so the Democrats can't steal this from him at the convention. If you don't get enough delegates, I mean, what? Yeah, I guess there's 500 delegates at the way the Democratic convention is set up. There's 500 delegates. That if he don't get enough to get them all, that they could take all of them away from him and give them to somebody else. Now this sounds absurd. And of course he handed his over to Hillary last time. And everybody knew he would because he had already did 64 rallies for her or something like that. But anyway, they're all just being total assholes. Even the ones that were running in the Democratic side. They've really changed their tune since Hillary was going in there. They were ready to do a brokered convention if she wouldn't have won enough. But that's all they've been talking about on the corporate news for the last week or so, even before this not so much since it the last day, but because he won so overwhelmingly in Nevada, but anyway, it's amazing how quick they change their tune. And I heard all about this during the last. We heard all about this 3 years ago when they were doing the primaries, but we heard, we heard all about that it was all for Hillary Clinton, and we heard that they were really screwing over Bernie Sanders. And at that time, I had my head so far up Hillary's ass, I didn't see anything going on. But now that I've had time to really look at this from all different angles and to get away from corporate news, watch other news, and not just one news, a whole bunch of them, yeah. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But first of all, before I even get into this, I might even cut the first part of this out, but I was going back through some things. I just went through and deleted all my emails down to nothing. So if anybody wants a personal reading, if they get a hold of me now, I'll definitely see it and find it and get right back to them. And that's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And I'd love to have some personal readings to do this week. And my daughter helped me clean my computer out. No wonder I couldn't figure out what was on there. And I want to thank, I know I've done this before, but everybody that sent me stuff when I was in the hospital, I got it might have been a belated Christmas present because I did it on, Christmas Day, but somebody sent me a toilet brush that was Trump's head. And it was just, when my daughter told me about it when I was at the hospital, I thought, oh God, I don't want nothing that even looks remotely like him in my house. And she says, oh Mom, she said, I enjoyed it so much. She says, I took it out of the package and I used it to clean your toilet, and I just love sticking his nose up around the rim of it. So anyway, I didn't know she had it in her, but she must have got that from her mom because she's always been so sweet. But anyway, there was no return address, no nothing on it. She said it came from Amazon. So I don't know if it was one of my children or somebody that knows my address out there on the internet or what. But anyway, thank you. It's so cute. And I really needed a new one anyway, so it's nice to get a new toilet brush. And so that was one thing. And then I got some donations I wanted to thank everybody for. I just went back and looked through there, and there's not a better time I could have used it, and I want to thank you for that. And now that I'm coming back to life here, I'm finally getting things in order, and hopefully like I said, if anybody wants any readings, just let me know this week and I'll get right back with you and we'll set something up. I did a couple last week and they seemed pleased with them. One of them was from somebody that had got readings from me before. I'm not even sure what I'm going to read on tonight. And I can't believe all this socialist bullshit, like Chris Matthews going crazy and losing his mind and acting like it was like some communist deal, which it's not. Socialism and communism is totally two different things. And the type of socialism that Bernie Sanders is pushing is the same thing that Roosevelt did after the Depression, when he went in there, when he was putting people to work in camps for the state and in the forest and building roads and doing infrastructure and things that need to be done. So don't let the corporate news scare you to death because they're worried about any kind of change. Just listen to your heart, listen to what's being said, and listen to what's being pushed by these people and what's being and their policies and what they're wanting to do and what they're trying to do. And don't just say it can't happen because the Senate's, nothing's going to get through the Senate. That's bullshit. That shit can be changed if you go in there with enough people behind you and backing you. It can be changed. In fact, I really will be shocked if the Democrats don't have the Senate after this next election. Trump's really shitting his diaper. I mean, that's that. I don't know how else to put it. He's just, he's gone too far. He's just gone too far. And I think there's going to be an outcome that there's no way they can say that it's any other way after this next election. Especially if they get somebody in there the people can get behind and don't end up blocking Bernie Sanders somewhere. I'll tell you what, the Democratic Party, it's a shame we can't really have a three-party system, but it just doesn't work because it's never been done or pushed or that many people in there, and they'd just be accused of taking the nomination away from the Democrats and giving it to Trump or something. I mean, not the not even, you know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about, even if I don't. So, another thing too, of course, I woke up feeling pretty good today. I wasn't feeling so down because I knew how that election turned out yesterday. Because caucus, I knew how that was going to turn out because I knew it was overwhelming. There's another one next week, and I can't remember where it's at. It's somewhere in the South, and they're already talking about there's no way Bernie's going to take this, that Joe Biden's going to take it because of the black vote. Well, Bernie did pretty good with the black vote, and even down south, I bet you there's a lot more Latinos than there was 4 years ago, and a lot more younger people, maybe even registered. So anyway, we're going to have to wait and see, but I might pull some cards on it. I was trying to figure out what to read on here. I sat down and started going in circles here, but what I was going to say, even to start this, is like day before yesterday, or Friday morning, I don't know. But I woke up, and I always, when you wake up with a sense of dread, I'll be so glad when Trump's out of the White House, because it reminded me of when I owned a bar, and you'd wake up and your head would be a little blurry, and your mouth would feel like an army had marched across your tongue, and you'd think, oh crap, I did it. And then before you even start moving, you think, oh crap, what did I do? What did I say? What did I do? Did I insult anybody? Did I don't know if any of you's ever went out and partied too much or whatever, but all this stuff going through my mind, trying to remember exactly what had happened the night before I had to face it or whatever. And I was a pretty nice drunk. If I'd have been a mean one or a naughty one or something, I wouldn't have been able to own and operate a little hole-in-the-wall bar for 37 years because I wouldn't have had any clients. Had to be nice. But I thought that's how I feel about the Trump presidency. I loved it when I didn't have to worry about government. when you could get up and something, I watched politics at least a couple hours a day and wanted to keep up with what was going on, but it wasn't like I woke up dreading what the president had done, if he'd started any wars or tore our democracy apart more or tore our intel places down while I was asleep. It's just, it's so stressful. I had forgotten those days when it was way back when I used to party and have fun. Forgotten how stressful that kind of stuff can be, and when you were living with it every day, it's just hard on people. So I just suggest that you all do what I do. I usually, especially since I haven't been able to get around that good, but I just go on Amazon or go on Netflix or something and find usually something not too intense and usually something kind of silly or stupid, and I watch it. And then if it's too good, I end up binge watching it. I watched that Fleabags series, and the first couple of them, I thought, man, this is ridiculous. And then after you watch the third one, you can't quit watching it till the end of season 2, and I guess they're going to do a season 3. And the lady that plays in that, it's an English show, but the lady that plays the main part, she writes the whole thing too. And it's pretty fascinating. The more you watch it, the more, and it's funny, and it definitely takes your mind off politics. But I just you just got to get away from it, and then you got to try not to be judging things and judging people, and not really judging other people, but it's hard to put out good energy toward the president. It's just, for me, it's just impossible. I try to, because I always said, I've always been a person that don't like to put out bad energy from anybody or to anybody or get it from anybody, but sometimes it's just so hard because he's such an asshole. And just such a small person. And usually I feel like anybody that says anything like that about anybody else is just doing that to make themselves feel bigger. Well, it doesn't make me feel bigger. I'd rather have him be a larger person than me, much larger. And much more intelligent. Wouldn't that be nice? And whatever. It's not a good feeling when you wake up in the morning and feel like you're smarter than the person running not only the United States, but part of the world. It's a horrible feeling. It's very scary. Unless you're a hell of a lot smarter than I am. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and let you know how much I love your support, and I love your replies. And anyway, I'm going to take a little break right here. Well, I'm back. What am I going to read on? Well, I guess we got another primary coming up next week somewhere in the South. I'm not sure where. Let me put this back on. Maybe you can hear me better. So, I guess we got another primary coming up somewhere in the South. I can't remember exactly where it's at right now. I'm really prepared, as you can tell, about as prepared as I usually am. I just threw my book away now that I was writing stuff in. I'm just going to do 4 cards across on the remaining people, and I'm going to have to grab a... Well, I talked about somebody that feels unprepared. I thought I was going to be prepared for this, but I'm not. Just sometimes I'm sharper than other times. Maybe we all are. Maybe I just pick on myself too much. But I'm going to try to do this as they're running, if I can remember right who's running in which direction. I know there was Bernie first. Then there was Biden in this next one. He's up in the polls. And then, as much as I hate to admit it, I think that little rat thinks right under him. And I shouldn't say this. A lot of people love Buttigieg. Um, I did when he first started. I thought he was so clever and so smart, and he could do this and do that, and I was just so tired of Trump being such a dummy. I thought, man, he would make a great president. But the more I've watched him imitate Obama, talk in circles, he never answers the question that they give him, especially if it's on any kind of policy or anything. He just talks in circles. And when he got up and claimed victory after that first caucus they had, when they didn't even have any of the votes in yet, and then and gave like a victory speech at the second one, which wasn't a caucus that Bernie won. I just thought, what a little rat think. I thought, God, he just reminds me of a rat nibbling cheese, and I'll probably lose half of my people that's been watching me from saying that, but we all have feelings about different people. I know I kind of felt, I really liked him when I first seen him though. I started to say I felt that way about Bill Barr, but I didn't. I couldn't stand Bill Barr from the time I laid eyes on him. But anyway, so I don't think he's a bad person, and I think he'll probably end up weaning his way into politics. He wants power more than he wants anything else. He'll say anything, do anything, and get money from anywhere to get it. So we'll see him back in our politics, even if he doesn't get through with shining colors this time. But so we're going to do Bernie, Biden, Buttigieg, and who was next? Was it Amy? Let's do Elizabeth Warren. Amy's not going to do nothing. I think it was Elizabeth Warren. Who used to be my favorite. I even sent money to her a couple of times till she started changing her. I don't like people that keep changing things around. I like when they say they stand for something, or they're going to do something, or this is their policy. I don't like it when it changes. And as soon as she started backtracking on Medicare for all, it just turned me off to no end. To no end. Especially the plan she had. It was like 6 years. Yeah, like anything that's going to take 6 years to do, our government isn't going to do it. It's going to have to be done while the person pushing it is at least in office. So anyway, so I'm going to do. I'm just going to do 4 across and 4 down, so that way we can read them both directions like I used to, and see what's going on here with these. Probably put them right back where they were before. But anyway, we're going to start. Every other row we're going to do a different deck. I'm going to use 2 decks only, but I'm going to do every other row on them to see what we can get to come up on them. We might get some double cards that way. I like it when they come out double sometimes, the same thing in the same rows or whatever, when you're going to do them across too. So, and I hope that camera's going, and I hope it's going to pick up these cards. So we're going to start with Bernie, and we're just going to do 4 crossed. I almost feel like I'm rolling the dice. I'm almost afraid to. Personally, I don't feel like there's anything. I think Bernie's probably healthier than Biden, and maybe even, who knows, who else might be running in the Democrat. I don't think it's his health. I worry about something happening. He's such a threat. And there's no way that the Russians want Bernie in there. They've known from the get-go that if he'd have won last time, he'd have beat Trump. And he's the last person they want in there. But if they can start the Russian bots going and trying to disrupt everybody, like saying his people are being mean to people and all this kind of crap. Anyway, I don't believe the Russians are trying to help him getting elected. They may be stirring shit to try to keep him from getting elected, so Trump can put some propaganda out there, but he's not a. Oh, I'm so nimble-fingered too. sometimes you just have days like that, and it seems like everything I've touched today has just gone totally ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to cut some of this out, I'm sure. Come on and bore you guys for 30 minutes. So let's see what we got going here. So we're going to start with the past. Let's turn it around. The past, well, there was money coming in. It wasn't a whole lot at once, but it was a steady come in. So it's funny that money came up first there for him. This is for Bernie, the first one across. The present. Boy, there's a lot of people working in the back rooms trying to figure out how to keep him from getting elected. And I hate to admit it, but I feel like this is at the Democratic Party. I feel like it's the Democratic Party doing that, up to that stuff. What's going on now? The challenge is temperance. So the challenge is going to be for him is to keep an even kill. Try not to piss anybody off too much, but at the same time, he's going to have to come back. When they come at him, he's going to have to come back at them. But the challenge is to be temperate for him right now and not come on too heavy or too hard. And the future is the Knight of Pentacles. So maybe he is going to win. I think that's next Saturday. And I can't think of the state, but I'm sure you all know where it is. I've been listening. I haven't watched the news today. I didn't watch any of the readers today because I knew I wanted to do this tonight, and I don't like to watch the other readers before I do a reading. So, yeah, something's going to happen that's going to bring him in more money than he's got already. So I got a feeling he's probably going to win. That's what it looks like it could be from these cards. Especially with that Angel of Temperance, and there is a challenge that's showing him. I don't know what that would be showing him, seriously. So I'm going to do this next ones I'm going to do from the different deck. And it's going to be, this is Biden. What's this about? Are they still going to bring up more stuff on Biden from overseas? This is the past. Yeah, they brought up a bunch of stuff, everything they could get their hands on, trying to get him in trouble. And in the present, we got the Knight of Wands. So he's feeling pretty strong and probably doing pretty, well, looked like he was doing pretty good in the polls. So he's got the Knight of Wands in the present. And this is Biden. And his challenge is if he does any well at all there, or even starts to get ahead, they're going to come back at him with a bunch of stuff. A bunch of propaganda is what it is about him and his son and other dealings. They're not going to quit. Which is talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Look at Donald Trump and all of his siblings, and they're in this stuff right up to the, well, everybody knows what they're into. I don't need to go there. So that's his challenge. This is a bunch of more rumors being spread about him. Looks like more than about Bernie. And the outcome, wrong deck. Sorry, I'm using this deck for these. The outcome is, oh, this is good, the Knight of Cups. So he could come in pretty darn good. He could win this. Looks like he's got a chance to actually win in this next primary they're having. And the next one I wrote down was Buttigieg. So got a lot of women that like him. At least they liked him in the past, recent past. Turn this thing around because all these are coming out upside down. They weren't a minute ago, but anyway, maybe they got twisted. And in the present, Got the Knight of Cups. So it looks like he's got more help coming toward him. Got women that like him, or strength in women. Maybe those were both supposed to be upside down. And the next one's the Knight of Cups coming through on the present. So he's feeling pretty spoofy. He's feeling like he's just whatever. Cat's meow. The challenge is an offer. Somebody's going to be offering him something. I don't think that would be Biden offering him the vice presidency, because Biden's going to pick a woman if he was to win. But anyway, this is Buttigieg. He's getting an offer he doesn't want. That's the challenge. Maybe it's some of this money that's being handed to him. They're wanting him to do things that he don't even want to do. But in the future, there's justice for him. And you can take that either way. That could be good or that could be bad. I feel like justice for him right now wouldn't be him winning that primary. So I don't think he's going to even get close to it. And you know what? Yeah, I did have him on there next. Buttigieg. And the next one is Elizabeth Warren. Let's see what she's doing. Well, in the recent past, she was being tempered, and she was kind of just in the background and not making too much noise till that last debate. That's right, there's a debate this week too. Maybe I should have read on the debate instead of the outcome of the elections. So she was kind of keeping her mouth shut there for a while. And in the present, she's confused. She's not sure what to do. I think she was doing better before she got some of those people from Hillary Clinton's campaign, or maybe Obama. I think some Obama's old advice. She got some people in there to help her. Just some of the same people I think that was helping that guy from El Paso, that Beto, which I really liked. Still, I've seen too much of him, and whatever. He was kind of flippy floppy too. But at the present, if she's not confused, she's got a lot of her followers confused. They're not sure what they're wanting to do now. It's people that was kind of maybe like me, because like I said, I donated to her 2 different times, and I don't usually donate because I don't have that money to donate. But I was just really enthused with her about 4 months ago until she started changing stuff around. Her challenge is indecision. It's funny that came up after talking about that. And her future is a fight. So maybe she's going to come back up in the polls a little bit, because it shows a lot of bickering going on. I don't know if that's inside of her campaign or what's going on, but there's some people really close to her kind of fighting in a circle, trying to figure out which direction she could go and how to push her, or maybe between her and them, or something's going on there. But there's some kind of an internal fight going on there. And now we'll just go straight down like I used to before. I haven't done it in a long time. And the first one was Bernie. Got money coming in, which is the first card I started with. That's the only thing about this that comes out the same for the first card. The second card, he needs to really pay attention. We got the overseas card. He really needs to pay attention to what's going on, because he's going to get a bunch of flack coming in from Russian bots and stuff, because they're terrified of him winning this the Democratic nomination, because they know he could win. They know if he gets it that they've lost. In fact, I don't know why the corporate media doesn't realize that. But anyway, and get behind Bernie. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to quit arguing about that and just keep listening to The Hill and Democracy Now! and the Young Turks, and listening to that stuff. Okay, but anyway, So yeah, he's got trouble coming in from overseas that he needs to pay attention. Got a lot of women behind him. A lot of strong women behind him. They keep calling him Bernie Bros, but there's a lot of women behind him. Women full of strength. And it looks like all this bullshit about maybe his campaign has settled down because we got temperance down here. And then the next one being Biden, there's some dark money he's trying to find money anywhere right now, which may not, or it was in the recent past. And in the present, got the Knight of Wands. He's feeling pretty good right now. Feeling really good about his chances in this next primary. And then we got, for the challenge, is the Knight of Cups. Is Buttigieg going to jump all over Biden again? Or is he going to go for Bernie? I still think this is some cocky young man that's going to be going after Biden. And I'm trying to think, I don't think there's, how many men are left in there? Oh, well, I forgot about Bloomberg, but anyway, we'll just pretend that he's not in the race. I hope he gets out soon. And here's the confusion delusion card, and that's in his future, so I don't know. I don't think he's really well. I don't think he's, like I said, I don't think he's well at all. That's just my feeling, but I'm afraid there's something, his eye was bleeding already in one of those debates, and then I don't know, he just doesn't come across as kind of blurry. And the next one was Buttigieg, whatever. And in the past, it shows that he was temperate. I guess he was, but you're going to have to go back more in a week or two. But in the present, he's still got secrets that he's afraid is going to come out. There's more stuff a lot of stuff going to be coming out about him. I don't know if it's with all the black people and all the horse shit that he did down there where he, what is it, Indiana or wherever he's mayor, whatever. Was it South Bend? Anyway, and he's definitely going to get an offer that he doesn't care that much about, but it might be involved with. And he's going to have a heavy decision to make before too long. And it's really funny because I don't think he's going to get out of there until he's out of money. And he's not going to be out of money because he's got a bunch of big money coming in from big donors. So I don't know what this big decision is. Maybe it's just whether just to jump totally in with him and telling them anything they want he'll put through. I don't know if that's what this is or whatever, but anyway, it looks like what he needs to be, take the blindfold off before he makes this decision, whatever it is. And then we got Elizabeth Warren. It looks like there is more money coming toward her. Maybe she's going to do good in the debate again, because she's got the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe there's been money coming in this last week or so, because that's the one that's kind of in the recent past. And then in the present, she's got the Knight of Cups. She's got the prize, so I don't know if she comes out way ahead in this debate or if this is actually going to be the primary. We were doing this on the primary. It looks like she might score a little higher in this primary than she did in the last one. And says justice is coming through, so maybe she's going to get more truthful, because I don't feel like she's been talking truth to power or truth out of her mouth just recently like she used to. But that's her challenge, is justice. In fact, that's her challenge, is justice. I didn't realize that was in the challenge position. And her future, because this was her last card to start with, that's one thing about going up and down, is a lot of bickering and a lot of fighting within her campaign or about her campaign or something. There's a lot of turmoil going on in there that I don't think she expected. So anyway, I'm going to have to look at this, like I always say, to see if it even should be put out. It seems like it's been so, I don't know, slow, I guess is what I should say. But anyway, can't think of anything else to read on. I was going to read on Barr, but we all know what he is, and I know he did. One thing that's really good about these cards is, at least for these are just up through the end of next week. We're just going to that next primary, but it looks like everybody's health's going to be good, so that's a really good thing for Biden and for. Well, Biden might be a little confused in the future, but that's the future. But looks like that's a good thing. Looks like they're going to stay safe. I worry about them staying safe. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and I really appreciate your time. I know it. Anyway, I just want to tell everybody I love them, and bye-bye now.